so much for encouragement. Let me share the screen. Please hold your hands. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You can repeat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudhiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavada Sevaya Bhagavadi Uttama Sloge Bhaktir Bhavadi Naishtigim. Sri Krishna dear devotees, thank you so much for joining. We'll be reading from Bhagavad Gita, 8th chapter, 27th verse. We can repeat after me. Naide Sri Partha Jnanan. Please go ahead. Mute.
Naite Sruti Partha Janya.
Naide Sri Partha Jnanan.
Naite Sruti Partha Jnana.
Yogi Mukhyadi Kamschana.
Yogi Muhyati Kachana.
Tasma Sarveshu Kaleshu.
Tasma Sarveshu Kaleshu.
Yoga Yukto Bhavarjuna.
Yoga Yukto Bhavarjuna.
Naide Sri Partha Jnanan.
Naite Sruti Partha Jnana.
Yogi Mukhyadi Kamschana.
Yogi Munyati Kashchana.
Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu.
Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu.
Yoga Yukto Bhavarjuna.
Yoga Yukta Bhava Arjuna.
Naide Sri Partha Jnanan.
Naite Sriti Partha Dhyana.
Yogi Mukhyadi Kaschana.
Yogi Muhyati Kashana.
Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu.
Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu.
Yoga Yukto Bhava Arjuna.
Yoga Yukta Bhava Arjuna.
Please recite.
Naiti Sriti Partha Jnana.
Naide Sri Partha Jnana.
Yogi Muhyati Kashana.
Yogi Mukhyadi Kaschana.
Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu.
Tasma Sarveshu Kaleshu.
Yoga Yukta Bhava Arjuna.
Yoga Yukto Bhava Arjuna.
Naite Struti Partha Jnana.
Naide Sri Partha
Naiti
Jnana.
Dhyana.
Yogi Munyati Kashchana.
Yogi
Yogi
Mukhyadi
Muhyati
Kaschana.
Kashana.
Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu.
Tasma
Tasmat
Sarveshu
Sarveshu
Kaleshu.
Kaleshu.
Yoga Yukto Bhavarjuna.
Yoga
Yoga
Yukto
Yukta Bhava
Bhavarjuna.
Arjuna.
Okay, so we'll go word by word meaning. Synonyms. Now, never. Ede, these two. Sridi, different paths. Partha, O son of Pritha. Yanam, even if he knows. Yogi, the devotee of the Lord. Mukhyadi, is bewildered. Kaschana, any. Tasmat, therefore. Sarveshu Kaleshu, always. Yoga Yuktaha, engaged in Krishna consciousness. Bhava, just become. Arjuna, O Arjuna. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation, please repeat after me. Although the devotees
Although the devotees
know these two paths,
know these two
These two paths,
O Arjuna,
O Arjuna,
O
they,
Arjuna,
they are never bewildered.
they are never bewildered.
they are never bewildered.
Therefore,
Therefore,
be always
be always
Be
fixed in
always
fixed in
fixed
devotion.
in devotion. Fixed in devotion.
Purport. Krishna is here advising Arjuna that he should not be disturbed by the different paths the soul can take when leaving the material world. A devotee of the Supreme Lord should not worry whether he will depart by arrangement or by accident. A devotee should be firmly established in Krishna consciousness and chant Hare Krishna. He should know that concern over either of these two paths is troublesome. The best way to be absorbed in Krishna consciousness is to be always dovetailed in his service, and this will make one's path to the spiritual kingdom safe, certain and direct. The word Yoga Yukta is especially significant in this verse. One who is firm in yoga is constantly engaged in Krishna consciousness in all his activities. Srila Rupa Goswami advises, Anasaktesya Vishayan Nidarham Ubayunchadaha. One should be unattached in material affairs and do everything in Krishna consciousness. By this system, which is called Yukta Vairagya, one attains perfection. Therefore, the devotee is not disturbed by these descriptions because he knows that his passage to the Supreme Abode is guaranteed by devotional service. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Salagaya Chakshurunmilidam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stabidam Yena Bhudale Swayam Rupa Gadamahyam Dadadi Supadandigam Vandeham Sri Gurum Sri Udabadagamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Sahagana Raghunadhanidam Tam Sajivam Sadhvaidam Savadudam Parijana Sahidam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalidam Sri Vishakhanidamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namostude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktum Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinamadidastu Ma Vidushavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for joining today. We had a wonderful Gita Jayanti program yesterday. Recited the entire Bhagavad Gita verses, 700 verses, and everybody could participate. We did a wonderful yajna so that everybody could offer the oblations in the name of the Supreme Lord. Soul purifying. That's the ultimate point. It's all purifying. Purifying our existence, purifying our heart, purifying our consciousness, so that we understand more clearly the subject matter of transcendental science, the Krishna consciousness. So today we reached up to the second last verse of this chapter. This chapter is titled as Attaining the Supreme. It's so important that Krishna is revealing this transcendental knowledge to Arjuna. You know that in the beginning, Arjuna asked 6 questions. Arjuna is asking, what is Brahman? What is the self? What is the karma or fruitive action? Who is the Lord of sacrifice? The 4th question. And how does he living in the body? And finally, Arjuna asked this question, one who is in devotion, how he will be able to attain Krishna, or how he will be able to remember Krishna. So these six questions Arjuna asked to Supreme Lord. Then Supreme Lord replying and answering those questions, Krishna is saying that the transcendental living entity who lives in this body is known as Brahman. And his eternal nature is known as the self, the soul, or Adhyatma. So remember, listen that very carefully. The eternal living entity living in this body is known as Brahman. And his eternal nature is known as the self, or the soul, or Adhyatma. So it's very important to understand. Then Krishna says that, what is then karma? What is action? So Lord replied, the action pertaining to the development of the material body of the living entities are known as fruitive action or karma. Listen that. The action pertaining to the development of material body. Right? So the action which is pertaining to the development of material bodies of the living entities are known as action or karma. So Lord is replying. So we can see that it's pertaining to development of the material bodies. So karma or activities, dear devotees, is very important. That whatever the activities that which we do that has results of good and bad, it is good, we develop such good, the result of our good action, which will create a good, body. That means, which can engage in the devotional service. And if it not, then it develop another body which is bad, and that whoever is in getting that bad body, like in animal bodies or any other bodies, they would not be able to do any service for the Krishna, or they cannot be Krishna conscious. So then Krishna is saying that the Lord of sacrifice, one who is seated in the heart of all living entities, is known as Adi Yajna, or known as the Lord of sacrifice. Why Lord is revealing all this here to Arjuna? Then we should understand that Lord is also seated in our heart. And all our body, all our mind, all our consciousness, everything should be dovetailed to serve that Supreme, because he is the master of this body. He is the controller. He does everything. So like we know that if you go to in a temple is considered as the body of the Lord. That's what is exactly our body is also considered. This body is also considered as the temple of the Lord. And if we go to a temple and we know that the Garbhagriha, where the Lord, the deities are, that is known as the heart of the body of the Lord, there where the heart resides. That is why it's known as Garbhagriha. The deity, the altar is known as Garbhagriha. That's where the Lord resides. So that's where also in our heart Lord resides. That's the temple, the altar is the heart of the, the entire body of the Lord. Likes that, the heart where the Lord also resides. The entrance of the temple is considered as the lotus feet of the Lord. And then when we enter into that, and that just before the altar, the middle portion is actually the middle portion of the body. And then the heart, then the the tomb which is on the above the temple is all considered as the body of the temple. The entire temple is the body of the temple. So like that, our entire body is also considered as the body of the temple for the Supreme Lord. So it's very important that we take care of it very nicely. Our body should be taken care of nicely because Lord is seated in our heart. And in the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is revealing that Lord is seeing that whatever we are doing. So if we have this bad consciousness, then we are polluting the Supreme Lord. We are polluting the Supreme Lord. So I just mentioned that in a side note. So the Supreme Lord is known as Lord of Sacrifice. Why Krishna is revealing? Because of we should engage our body, mind and senses, everything for the service of the Lord. That's why. Because of we are part of the Supreme Lord. And also we know that in the temple, the deity is also known as Bimba. Bimba means original. So original reflection of the Lord. Original is considered as in the Shakta Shastram, or Shakti or Shakti Shastram, it is mentioned that Bimba means original. So the Lord is original there in the temple. Lord is original. And we are known as, so it is known as Bimba. That's why in our places are all called Bimbam. We call it as Bimbam. Bimbam means original in Sanskrit. And we are all known as Pradibimbam. We are the reflections of that original. See that? We are the reflections of that original. So that's a Bimba and the Pradibimba. So living entities are known as Pradibimbam. Bimbam means original, that's Supreme Lord. So Lord of Sacrifice, Adi Yajna, is in our heart. Krishna is revealing the super soul residing in the heart is known as Lord of Sacrifice. So we should be always remember this. Then Arjuna's question, how one can attain at the time of death, how one can remember the Supreme Lord at the time of death. Then Krishna is revealing the Supreme Personality of Godhead started to reveal that. In the first itself, Krishna said that, right? Andakale chamameva smaran mukta kalevaram. Andakale, at the time of death, one who remembers me, he will attain me without, there is no doubt. There is no doubt. He will attain me. There is no doubt. So then Krishna further says that yam yam vavismaran bhavam tejyandi kalevaram tam tam evadi kaundeya sada tat bhava bhavidaha. Whatever the consciousness one has, the next Krishna is saying, yes, one who remembers me at the time of death, or Arjuna, they will come to me, surely come to me, there is no doubt. And further Krishna says that whatever the state of consciousness they have, they will all attain that state. Whatever the state of consciousness, they are thinking about animals, they are thinking about sense gratification. They will all attain such form in their next life. So then Krishna says that further, who can attain Krishna, remembrance of Krishna at the time of death? Krishna is saying that tasma sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmariyutecha mayi arpida mano buddhir mameshyasi asamshayaha. There is no doubt, O Arjuna, whatever activities you perform, tasma sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmariyutecha, one who is constantly remembering me while performing his duties. It's very important that, so we all can understand how we can attain Krishna. So then Krishna is revealing that one who is constantly engaged in his service, one who is a yogi, and Krishna further explains that, and further a mystic, a yogi, that who lives on the Uttarayana, the time period of when sun goes to the northern hemisphere, and if he leaves the body, he will not come back. But on the other hand, if he on the Dakshinayana, on the southern portion, the sun moves to the southern, and there one who leaves the body, or that time one who leaves the body, and he will come back on the smoke and the night time and all, and inauspicious days, and if one leaves the body, he will come back. But on the other hand, on the daytime, one who is in the midst of the devotional activities or the auspicious moments and time, he will not come back, and likes that. So there are two paths. One is on the path of enlightenment, another is on the path of darkness. Very clearly in the Upanishads there is a verse like this: Asadoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amrdam gamaya. So there are two paths here. That means the yogis, the mystic, there are so many people endeavoring so much to attain their liberation in such a way that they can decide which day they want to leave their body. There are so many sannyasi sages, they get jala samadhi, they get their own way of leaving the body. There are so many sects of people. They know how to do that, how to leave the body. Many yogis does that. By the yoga processes, you can attain that power. And the ignorance, those who are in the darkness or the ignorance, they don't know, but they are in the darkness. So they also leave the body, but they have to take birth again and again and again and again. So two paths. So that's why the mystic, the yogis, and everybody prays this: "Oh Lord, please lead me from this temporary nature, asat. Asat means our temporary nature, to asatoma sadgamaya. Lead me to the eternal nature. Please lead me from the darkness, tamasoma. Tamas means darkness. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. Give me the enlightenment, the knowledge, so that I can attain you. Mrityorma, from the death. Death means you are going to the hellish planets. That's called death. Marana. In the Sanskrit, it's known as Maranam. Marana. Marana means we are going to the hellish planets, or death, to the lower species of life. Mrityorma, Mrityu, Mrityunjaya, all those things, right? Mrityunjaya, all those things. Mrityorma amrdam game. Amrda means no mrda. Mrda means dead. Mrda, dead. Amrda means eternal. No more death. Amrda. Mrityorma amrda gamaya. This is the pray, and even Upanishads tells us to be in that path. So these are the two paths. One is asat, and the other path is sat. One path is tamas, darkness. The another path is light, enlightenment. And the another path is mrta, death. Right? Mrityoma. Then another path is amrta. Amrta means eternal. Nectar. Amrit means also nectar or eternal. So one can attain this by the various processes. But Krishna, Supreme Lord, telling to Krishna, telling to Arjuna, they are never bewildered. Although devotees know this path, they are never bewildered. Therefore, be always fixed in devotion. So there we know that there are so many wonderful devotees. I remember Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj in Gida Nagari, and there Maharaj had an ashram. And Maharaj was very, Maharaj had a cancer. And the Maharaj knew that Maharaj is going to leave this planet. And even till the day before, Maharaj was giving the lecture on the spiritual topics. Maharaj was giving the lecture. And very peacefully, Maharaj, passed this, left the world, attained the Supreme, because of full conscious of Krishna, the midst of Kirtan, midst of wonderful Krishna, and chanting the holy name, attaining the Supreme. There is no doubt into that. We know that Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, when left the body, and even at the last minute, Srila Prabhupada was transcribing and giving the lecture, and devotees were, translating and transcribing the, spiritual discourse. And devotees were collecting all those, and then it's published later. Srila Prabhupada was even, engaged in the service and the conscious of Krishna. And then devotees asked Srila Prabhupada, do you have any desire? Srila Prabhupada said, kuch ichha nahi hai. There is no desire anymore. See, how can? On the other hand, the people here in this world, they are begging to the Supreme. And I think I mentioned this story before, right? This Yamaraj came to a person, he's about to die. All on a sudden, he is just 65 years old, something like that. All on a sudden, Yamaraj came to this person. Yamaraj told that you're going to die, I'm going to take you. He said, are you joking? I'm still healthy, I'm alive. Are you joking? So this person was arguing. He thought it's just a joke. Maharaj said, no, there is, you're going to die in a minute. You're going to leave this world. So now this person came to his original consciousness. Oh, am I going to die? Am I going to die? Maharaj said, yes. And he's bewildered. He's shaken. He's completely shaken. He said, oh Lord, oh sir, I have so many things to do. I have so many things to do. My children are in this way and they are struggling. I have a wife, I have family, I have children, I have so many relatives. I lost so many obligations to take care of things, everything that, what to do with that? But I said, when you come into this world, you have all these things. And when you come this world, you came with everybody. And this person said, no, I came alone. Yes, I agree, I came alone. Yes. So did you have anything when you come into this world? He said, no. So then you have to leave with whatever, Then he said, can I take this body with me? Amiraj said, no. How did you come into this world? You didn't have this body. You are so settled. You cannot, you couldn't, nobody could see even you that when you come into this world. So you have to live like that. So they were kind of argument. Then this person realized that there is no way of escaping from the Yamaraj. So then this person finally begged the Lord, please give me 3 more days. Please give me 3 more days that, I can settle all my things. Maharaj said, no, this is your time, that's all. Your karma, and depends on your past karma, this is the end. You cannot get any more. So this person said, can I get at least till this end of this day? Maharaj said, no way you can get end of this day. This is it. You have to come to me, come with me. He said, can I get at least 3 minutes? Let me tell my wife, let me tell my family. He said, no, you cannot. And finally, he said, can I get a moment? So this moment, and he utilized that, okay, at least he had a good, at least some association in the past. Said, okay, he did, thank God, all you did good things to me, and please protect me, please. So at least that he took that moment of remembering the Lord, then he relieved from so many another anarthas. And I was listening this one person was just, he just put a flower and he just put it in the water, just a swaha, just uttered the name, or just so he, because of that, he got into the heavenly planets. He got into the heavenly planets. So like that, so just by the last moment, he just thanked God. That's all he said about it. And then, he relieved from so many other anarthas, and he get a, heavenly planets. So the moral, the reason I said that, so the devotees and the non-devotees, they will be so much bewildered, so much frightened in their life. The non-devotees, since they don't know this transcendental truth, the transcendental subject matter, that they can attain the Supreme Lord. That's why we have this body, and they engage in the devotional service, and they don't worry about any of these other things. They'll be peaceful. They'll be very much calm, and they know what is the death. They know what is going to happen after that. So they'll be very peaceful, and all they know that they completely take the shelter of the Lord, and they leave up to the Supreme Lord and says that it's all up to you. Devotees always pray that, whatever, jo ichha tumhara, right? Jo ichha, whatever you want to do. Srila Prabhupada said that, oh, Krishna, I know that you have some purpose, that you brought me into this, Western world. It's your, I'm a puppet in your hands. Whatever the desires you have, whether put me in trouble or put me in, conditions, whatever, it's up to you. So like that, devotees always have that consciousness of putting ourselves, putting the devotees, that in such a condition that it's up to you, Krishna. All we want is actually your service, nothing else. So such devotees never care about all these kinds of, good day, bad day, how to die, and, all those things, or whether they sat for here and pray for it, and nothing like that. Nothing like that. They'll be always engaged in the devotional service. So here it is says that Krishna, they are never bewildered. Therefore, be always fixed in devotion. So as we always say, that life is a preparation and death is an examination. So devotees is a very easy test. Devotees, they will not be bewildered. They'll be peaceful. They'll be always in Krishna consciousness at the time of death. Definitely, Krishna will make the arrangement that devotees can remember the Supreme Lord. If the devotees can remember the Supreme Lord, they will make an arrangement so they can remember the Supreme Lord. And Krishna says that. I will make sure that you come to me. You come to me. So how Krishna makes sure for the devotees? So this way that they will be able to, they'll be not be bewildered, but some extent, some or other, they would be able to remember. And many devotees, sometimes people ask this question, so what happens? Many devotees, dies in an accident and other things, and, like that. So here, everybody has to pass this body, dear devotees. Death can come in any way, any fashion. And that may be their karma, that, okay, in their past life or whatever, it has to go like this way. But the question is always we ask that, right? And that who is going to come and take us? Is it Vishnu Dudas or Yama Dudas? Those who are non-devotees, those who are always into these material activities. So what happens to them? For them, it is Yama Dudas are coming. But for the devotees, it Vishnu Dudas and the pure devotees, even Krishna himself comes to take that such devotees. We know that Tukaram Maharaj in Maharashtra, and it's not far away. It's like maybe 300 years ago, 300, close to 300-400 years ago, not far. In the 17th century, that Tukaram Maharaj lived in Maharashtra. And Tukaram Maharaj told that Tukaram Maharaj was a so pure devotee of the Lord. Tukaram Maharaj could see the Lord. And Lord would personally come to Tukaram Maharaj and speak with Tukaram Maharaj. This is the stage of pure consciousness, of Krishna consciousness. And then time arrived, and Tukaram Maharaj told Maharaj's wife, Tukaram Maharaj's wife, that I'm going to the Supreme Lord. Do you want to come? So this is another mercy. Devotees has another mercy. They are always paradukha dukhi. Even if somebody is related with the devotees, or some way or other they have connected with the devotees, some way or other they have some connection with the devotees, at the time of even the death, um, you know, Krishna will come. And even they derive great mercy. So in the case of Jayadev Goswami in the Puri, in the Orissa, Jagannath, Jayadev Goswami was a very, very pure devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But even at that, when they are leaving, Jayadev Goswami's wife and Padmavati was very nicely serving Jayadev Goswami. And one day Krishna came in order to, Jayadev Goswami had this doubt that, and in the Gita Govinda, Jayadev Goswami wrote a line that it's mentioned that Dehi Padava Pallava Udaram. Dehi Pada Pallava Udaram means that Krishna bent down and touched the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. And then Jayadev Goswami wrote this into the Gita Govinda, and then Jayadev Goswami, just removed it. And then that line was black and said that how is it possible? Krishna and Jayadev Goswami always wanted to keep the supreme position of Krishna. And then Jayadev Goswami just removed it. And then it was about the lunchtime. Usually in olden days, they take 3 times a bath before they take the lunch. Go to the Ganges and go to the river and, they take the bath. So when Jayadev Goswami went out, Krishna came in disguise of Jayadev Goswami and came and told Padmavati, I just came back, I just remember the line. And you prepare the food and I will finish it and I will eat. So Padmavati thought that, this is her husband. And in disguise of Jayadev Goswami, Krishna went inside and completed that line. Yes, Dehi Padava Pallava Mudaram. And it is correct and it's true that Krishna bent down and touched the lotus feet of Radharani. That's Krishna's intimate relationship with his devotees. And he would do anything for his devotees. So then, this Jayadev Goswami in disguise of, Krishna in disguise of Jayadev Goswami requested the food from Padmavati and ate sumptuously, nicely, and thanked Padmavati and went away. And, just left like that. So then this time the original Jayadev Goswami came inside the hall after the bath. And this Padmavati got, very much confused. What happened? You just went and you just came back right now? What is happening? He said, I went to the bath, I took the bath, it took this much time and I came back. So why are you so astonished? Padmavati told everything. And you came back in after that. And you went inside the room and then you came back, then you ate the lunch from me. Now, how is it that possible? So then Jayadev Goswami ran inside and look at the lines and look at the paper, not the paper, that the manuscript, and so that it's completely filled. And Jayadev Goswami could understand this is none other than the Krishna. So Jayadev Goswami was wondering, when I didn't get an opportunity to see Krishna like this, but Padmavati got the opportunity to see Krishna. And this is the fact, dear devotees. Krishna even more merciful to the devotees of the Lord. So here, Tukaram Maharaj was requesting that please come. And Tukaram Maharaj was very much, benevolent to, very much audharya and compassionate to his devotees and wife and children and everybody. But it's up to us that how do we take it. So Tukaram Maharaj even requested, Maharaj's wife that please come, the Lord is coming. We all can attain the Supreme Lord. So the wife denied. You are just in a hallucination and you are just talking something like this and that. You are in hallucination and what you are talking about, Lord is coming or not. Tukaram Maharaj said, my Lord is coming, I'm going. So Tukaram Maharaj was so much in ecstasy and chanting the Jai Vitthala, Jai Vitthala, Jai Vitthala, Jai Vitthala. And all his disciples also followed Tukaram Maharaj. And Tukaram Maharaj raising hand, my Lord is coming, my Lord is coming, my Lord is coming. Who all want to come with me? There are disciples and a few devotees also are, such a faith in Supreme Lord. And they all went to the banks of this river, and their Lord descended it with the swan, the chariot. And Tukaram Maharaj ascended along with other, few devotees and disciples, and they disappeared. And everybody was so wondered and astonished. And Tukaram Maharaj could see, but the other people could not see the Lord. So this is also happened in, the same thing is also happened in Guruvayur. It is Pundanam Nambudiri, as a pure devotee of the Lord. The Lord himself comes down to take the such devotees. Say, dear devotees, and this is the fact, and this is the so many other examples. Due to the time, I would not get into all this. So many examples. And we know that Villamangala Thakura in Vrindavan, Lord was personally going and helping Villamangala Thakura in every day. Every day Krishna was looking after Villamangala Thakura. And Krishna was personally serving devotees in their home. And this is what is exactly we see that the Krishna's pastime in Gokul and Vrindavan, Krishna personally coming down to serve the mother Yashoda and Devaki and Vasudeva and his devotees, and personally engaging in the service of the Lord, in the service of the devotees. He is known as Bhakta Valsala, dear devotees. So there is nothing to worry. Devotional service is the ultimate. You know that from the beginning of this Bhagavad Gita itself, in the first chapter to up to this 8th chapter, as we know that Bhagavad Gita is considered as a sandwich. Sandwich means in the middle portion is a Bhakti Yoga. So this chapter gives us this transcendental knowledge about the Supreme Lord and how one can attain the Supreme Lord. So it's concluding with this chapter. This one is actually, you always be fixed in devotion. And the 6th chapter also, concluded like that. It says that Yoginam abhi sarveshu madgadantaratmana Shraddhavan bhajade yomam same mukta tamo madaha. Shraddhavan, one who has such a faith, he will always worship me in their heart. The devotees, devotional service is the ultimate of all. All this Jnana Yoga, all this Karma Yoga, all this Ashtanga Yoga is all bringing to develop one soul from this gradual elevation. That's called gradual progress. Right? Gradually we are progressing and coming to this point, one point of that devotional service to the Supreme. And how that devotional service? It says that Anya Bilakshida Shunyam Jnana Karma Dhyanavrutam Anukulena Krishnanushilanam Bhaktiruttama. So we should be always devoid of all the other unwanted desires in this world. Dear devotees, it doesn't help. When we leave everything up to Krishna, then Krishna says that Mahatma Namstu Maham Bharta Devim Prakriti Masudha. He lives in my spiritual nature, Devim Prakriti. And I will take care of him. Ananya Chindayando Mam, Ejana Mam Periyubasade Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yokatshemam Vahamiham 922. Krishna says that I would carry them what they have, and I would provide them what they lack. It's Krishna's promise. Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Paritejyam Mamekam Sharanam Vracha Akam Tum Sarva Pabebhyo Moksheshami Masu Jaha. I would relieve from all their sinful reactions. Please surrender unto me. This is what is Krishna's message. Take the shelter of Krishna, then we would be definitely, and it says guaranteed. Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, right? It's guaranteed. Krishna consciousness guaranteed. He says that in the purport because he knows that his passage to the supreme abode is guaranteed by devotional service. Dear devotees, devotional service is the most. So devotional service, only by the devotional service is known as bhakti. Bhakti means loving devotional service unto that supreme. If anybody is able to perform devotional service and when they are in this human form of life, he is the most fortunate person in this world. Most fortunate, Sarva Siddhi, most fortunate. So there are, as Prahlad Maharaj says that, we have this devotional service, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. So dear devotees, please take this step of devotional service at least some extent. It will all give you all the blessings, all the benefits that we all can attain the Supreme Lord. There is no doubt into that. And we are here in this world with all this Janma, Murti, Jara, Vyadi, Dukkha, Dosha, Anudarshanam, Janma, Murti, Jara, Vyadi. We are going from one to another, always suffering in one way or other. We devotees, this is the only way that we can, relieve from all our sinful reactions. We can relieve from our Murtyu, death, and this Janma, then Jara, this old age and diseases, Vyadi. Only way that we can relieve from all these clutches of this material modes of nature or Maya, or this is the only way that we can get, as I mentioned, that our eternal nature. So this is the only way that we can get our eternal nature, that we are spirit soul. And we know that in this chapter Krishna also says that I have an abode, which is nothing like this in this material world, and it's real. And so many verses it's actually explaining. So it's a reality, dear devotees, that we take the steps of devotional service in this lifetime and attain the perfection of this human being, being a human being, right? Attain the perfection, and then attain the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's the purpose of our existence. So with this note, I would end here. Thank you so much for being there. Hare Krishna. So anybody has any concerns, any questions, anything to add? Would like to hear. Hare Krishna. Please go ahead.
Thank you for class, Prabhu. I had a question about the purport. It says that the best way to be absorbed in Krishna consciousness is to be always dovetailed in his service, and this will make one's path to the spiritual kingdom safe, certain, and direct. The term dovetailed comes up many times throughout different purports in the Bhagavad Gita. I was wondering if you would be able to elaborate on this concept.
Sure. See, the Srila Prabhupada write that is the best way to be absorbed in Krishna consciousness is to be always dovetailed in his service, and this will make one's path to the spiritual kingdom safe, certain, and direct. So here it is, the devotional service. Srila Prabhupada is meant by devotional service. Dovetail means that we make an arrangement in such a way that, we first of all, that we become a Krishna conscious, that we have that faith. It start with adhado brahma jigyasa, or we say that adho shraddha. So we have to have that extreme faith and complete sincere faith that the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is our protector, our maintainer. He is our everything. So we are part and parcel. So then with that faith, and then everything else, comes along. So adho shraddha. Then we have to dovetail ourselves to engage into the association of devotees. So this is also a service. So that dovetail and sadhu sangha, that means association of devotees. Then bhajana kriya, then we shall to start and physically engage in the service of the Lord. Sadhu bhajana kriya means chanting the holy name. So where it starts from adho shraddha. So we have to put our endeavor dovetail our endeavor to attain all these things. So start from that our faith, how faith develop by listening, by hearing, our faith develops. So we have to dovetail all our service in such a way that so that we can endeavor, we can put our efforts to attain these all aspects of it. So Adho Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha means association of devotees. Then Bhajana Kriya, then engage in the chanting of the holy name. So by the process of chanting of the holy name, so we can completely and purify ourselves. So then gradually by the mercy of the Lord, then it will lead to the service of the Lord. Then we would naturally engage in the service of the Lord after. And then Anartha Nivritti comes, then we can eradicate all our impurities. Then we will become very steady, Nishta. Then we develop a taste for the Supreme, that's called Ruchi. And then another is called Asakti. Then we will have attachment, Asakti to the Supreme Lord and the holy name and the service and everything, Asakti. And then we attain the Bhava. Bhava means the stage where we reached up to that, we can really engage with such a body, mind, and the words, everything to the Supreme Lord. That's called the stage of Bhava. And then we can attain the Prema, that's the ultimate stage of it. So by the service, so let's say in this example, like when we say, we say somebody or we tell somebody that, okay, I love you. Just the word, nothing else, right? Just the word, nothing else, every time. But when there is something, when there is some difficult times and everything, and this person is not do any service, does not do any service and just say that, then that does not make any sense to that the words into it. So when it makes the sense that we engage into the service, so we have to dovetail the service. When you say, oh Lord, you are my everything, I worship you, I serve you, I like to serve you, you are the supreme, you are the creator, you are the maintainer, everything. But just the words doesn't help much. So we have to engage our body, our mind, words, everything for the service of the Lord. Then as if like a child serve the father, and father gives everything to the child. But one day if this child serve the father and buy something, buy some gift, or serve this or cook for something, how much this father will be so much pleased, isn't it? So much satisfied and pleased, extremely, pleased. So like that, dovetail our service. Service means engaging, loving, devotional service to the Supreme. So this way, Lord is attracted to the service. So ultimately, we are eternal servants of the Lord. So then when we are eternal servants of the Lord, the first thing is that service to the Lord. Servants means service to the Lord. So we have to dovetail all our service. So just for an example, like, we have many services, we have so many services to do in this world, right? So we have service to the family, we have service to the children, service to the husband, service to the everything. But if Krishna is in the center, if we are understanding this, oh Krishna, you are the maintainer, you are the proprietor, you are the creator, you are everything. And you are, my everything, that if Krishna in such a way that in the center, that I am doing this service for you, behalf of you, that means you gave me a husband. So I'll take that seriously. And I will do that very seriously. And I'll serve that, take up that very seriously, and I serve my husband or my wife or my children, my whatever the job I have. Everything we bring Krishna in the center of our activities. That's called dovetailing the service. Krishna, bringing everything Krishna in our activities. In our Krishna is in the center because of he is the one who is engaging us in anything, whatever, that because based on our desire. So when we have that such understanding, when we have Krishna in our center of the life, that means all our service dovetailing to Krishna. That's why in the Karma Yoga, what Krishna says that sacrifice, sacrifice unto me. Et karoti, et karoshi, whatever you do, whatever activities you perform, as an offering to me. Then Krishna further says that Jnana Yoga. Yes, why are you getting this Jnana Yoga? for me, because of you have to learn, you have to know about me. Then when you know about me, that means after many, many lifetimes, you come to me. Ashtanga Yoga. Why are you doing that? Just physical exercise? No. But this way, when you control your bodily activities, that is a service to me. That means that you are linking to me. That's because of you are doing this for me. So that is called Ashtanga Yoga. Then when we have love and add loving nature to any of all this, yes, this is my Lord. I will do with love or prema. Krishna says that, right? Bhatram Pushpam Bhalam Doyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. You know, Edatma, and what is that? Bhajadam Priti Purvakam. Priti. Priti means with love. So when we have that love, we add that love to any of all our activities, that love for the Supreme, then that will all become the bhakti. That will all become the bhakti process or loving devotional service. So ultimately, in short, that bring Krishna in our life. Krishna is in the center of our life. Like just for an example, otherwise it's nothing. It's just like when you say like we have bunches of zeros. If you put one in front of all the zeros, it has a huge value. But if that one is not there with it is all zeros, then it's a bunches of zero. There is no value. So if Krishna is in the center of our life, everything will make such a huge value. And if he is not there, and there is no value for our service, there is no value for anything, there is no value for whatever we do, because of it's just bunches of things, just temporary. At the time of death, again we are going to become in this world. But realizing that fact, Krishna, the Supreme Lord, he is our everything, and bring Krishna in our all activities, center of our activities. I'm doing this for you, Lord. I would please give me that consciousness. I clean my home. Why? Because of the Lord is there in my home, in the deity. I get up in the morning. I'll cook nicely for the Lord. And this is for the Lord. I clean my everything so that Lord can reside in my home very nicely and beautifully. I decorate the altar very nicely. I go to job so that I can get the money and I can bring that money and serve the Lord. I have children. I will engage those children in the service of the Lord. I have a husband. I will take care. Husband and wife together serve the Lord. And every opportunity that we have, that we remember that Krishna, you are the one. So let me serve in this way. Let me remember you this way. Let me serve you. Then Krishna is right there to receive our service. And in this way, dovetail all the service to the Supreme. Did it get some answer, Madaji?
Yes, that was wonderful, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Anything else?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Danat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Kendur Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you for the class, Prabhuji. Very nicely explained. I have a follow-up question.
Yes, please.
We mentioned that the ultimate proprietor, the maintainer is Lord Sri Krishna. And I also recall that we said that we should not have the sense of doership. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I mean, every living entity, right? That's what is a sense of doership means, that, we always take this, we have this ego that, I am doing, right? So when we are at the consciousness of that, I am the doer, that means we are ignorant. That means we are forgetting the Lord. We are neglecting the Lord. We don't know about the Lord, and it's come from our ego, our false ego, our ahangar, that there is no Lord. Who are you? That's what it is, we get everything from the Lord, but we just simply forget that. Just that one concept of, you are, when we are taking that doership. Yeah, oh, this is I am doing so that I can enjoy. Krishna says that you have right to do. You have right to do, but you have no right to enjoy the fruits of your action. You are only right to do. That means then When we have this doership, this all come from false ego. I am the doer so that I can enjoy. That means we are completely neglecting and forgetting that Supreme Lord's position and Supreme Lord's, Supreme Lord's that giving us everything. And we are completely forgetting and completely come to our own selfish. So the reason we are here in this world because of this selfish nature or false ego which arised, and selfishness come from the false ego. So then we have this false ego, that ahangar, that I, that means there is no God. And why Lord is telling that? Because of we are in this temporary world, telling Krishna to us that we are in a jail, we are in a prison house or soul, because of we had this bad desire to enjoy yourself separately from me or separately from this material spiritual realm. You wanted to do it yourself, but that is not your nature. Your nature is eternal, and in order to become an eternal, in order to become qualified to be an eternal position or eternal world in the spiritual realm, you have to follow certain things. Like we are in this world, we cannot independently do anything. Like we cannot drive the car on the opposite direction. When the car comes, they definitely get into danger, an accident. So exactly that Krishna is telling that if you do this way, then you will get into danger, because of you cannot sustain with the force of this material nature. This is an opposing nature, and it will thrash you. It will give you so much suffering. And that's what we can see in this world. When there is a selfishness, that doership, people are suffering in this world rather than benefiting from when we are conscious of Krishna. Because when we are conscious of Krishna, when we are free from the proprietorship or the doership, then we give this to the Supreme, that it will be, oh Krishna, I'm just a puppet in your hand. I'm not the doer. This is you that you make me to do it. Whatever is then the case. So then why should I worry? Why should I create that? When there is a doership, Mataji, there is an attachment. When there is a doership, there is a bondage. When there is an attachment, there is suffering and pain and pleasure. This attachment creates, when there is an attachment, it creates pain and pleasure. This is the dualities. Then happiness and the distress. When we are more attached to this pain and pleasure and the happiness and distress, we attach more and more. We create more bondage to this material world. This is what is called the capture. The Maya captures us, or the material nature captures us, and then tie into this material world. And then we completely then very difficult to come out of it. That's why 99.99% are actually not even come to this Krishna consciousness and spiritual consciousness, because of they're completely under the control of Maya or material nature. Where it start from? The doership, that sense of ownership or selfishness or self-centric activities. I, false ego, mine, me, mine. It's all the things. People doesn't understand this. And just for a 60 years, 70 years, 100 years, so much of selfishness in such a way that they try to fight with each other, quarrel with each other. They use the bad words. They engage and they try to kill each other. They could try to kill in such a way that somehow or other mentally and physically abusing, and mentally and physically praying that give all the bad things to this person, enviousness, jealousy. And it's all come from our lust and greed and anger. Where it's all come from? This selfish, self-centric nature. Otherwise, the moment we say that, oh Lord, even my existence itself is your gift, your mercy. I have a job, it's your mercy. I don't need to be so much, says that, I am working and so that I can enjoy, I can do whatever I want, unnecessarily, putting all the efforts and forgetting the Lord. And what we do every moment, He provides us everything, and every moment we forgetting Him. We are trying to enjoy ourselves, isn't it? What are we trying to get? When we get $10, we endeavor for 100. When we get for $100, we endeavor for 1,000. When we get $1,000, we endeavor for 10,000. We get 10,000, we endeavor for million. And we get million, we give for the 10 million. And crores. And this never-ending desires, where is come from? That I need to enjoy. This is mine. This is the, dear Mataji, the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the divine and the demoniac. This is exactly Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. The demoniac thinks that is all of mine. This is mine. I do this one. So much of I have. I will get more and more and more. This is demoniac because it doesn't help, because of demoniac always thinks in such a way that they never come out of it. But on the other hand, the devotees, they see always Krishna is the doer. Krishna is the creator. He is the maintainer. He is the doer. I'm just a puppet in his. I'm just a puppet. I'm just an instrument. And I need to, always remember that the Krishna's hands in everything. One time somebody asked this question to Kadambakana Maharaj. Maharaj, have you seen the Lord? So Maharaj said, in the sense that, yes, I do see the Lord in everything. And Maharaj said, I do see the hands of Lord in every aspects of in my life. And we should take that way. We should see the Lord's hands in everything. So what we are so much of proud of, moment we can go, we are done, finished. What we are so much of ego is for. I am so great, I am that. This soul came from that Supreme. Otherwise, we will not have any identity, anything. Because of him, we are here. Prabhupada Maharaj always says there are two things, Krishna and Krishnas. Only two. Everybody, everything is actually Krishna's. Only two things, Krishna and Krishna's. Everybody, every living entity, everything in this, everything is his. So we should always have this doership or proprietorship or selfishness, self-centric, sensual ownership of so many things which come from this I or this doership that leads all these people in this world into this, create more attachment to this material world, and then they suffer. But we have an opportunity understanding this. The Lord's mercy that we are all. Did it answer?
Yes, part of it is answered.
Okay.
The other where we had a question, Arjuna had a question asking what is karma, action or activities.
Yeah.
Are they not performed by us? When we are saying Krishna is the doer, we are not the doer. So who is performing the action, Prabhu?
Yeah, of course. Krishna makes that all the arrangements, right? See that in the universal form. Did you see that Krishna is showing that the universal form? Mm-hmm. And in that universal form, everybody is actually that in Krishna's hands. Some are fighting, some are entering into the mouth of the Lord, some are everything. So everything is actually as per the directions, as per the will, and as per the directions of the Lord. So there are so many agents, right? There are 5 acts. This mentioned that in the 18th chapter. There are 5 things are taking place for every action. Every activities, there are 5 things taking place. One is actually the place, and the second is actually the endeavor. The third is the self, the spirit soul. The fourth is the Supreme Lord, and the spirit soul, super soul, and individual soul, and then the desire of the devotee or desire of the act. Those who perform the activities. So there are 5 factors in every activity. There 5 factors. Not that just we decide and everything will happen. No. Yes, our activities, the karma which we do is also have 5 factors. So in that perspective, Krishna is saying that super soul Krishna has to sanction. Krishna has to give the strength. It's all his potency that which we do. So it's all actually in the hands of Krishna. Krishna can make sure that Arjuna, that Krishna is already planned that Arjuna is going to win. Krishna making sure that the Pandavas are going to win. Every time when even Bhishma and Arjuna, when they fought each other, Bhishma was almost victorious against Arjuna. Then that's the time Krishna is actually got down and got the wheel and then stopped that fighting. Right. So who is doing all these things? So who is doing all? Krishna is doing actually our victory, our defeat, our everything is actually done by the Supreme Lord and his potency and his plenary portions. So we are an instrument. We are an instrument, right? Even Arjuna is an instrument, and in the universal form we can see that. So here what Krishna says that you are not the doer. I mean, I am the doer. You are just have the right to perform the activity because of this is Krishna's will, and then we are just the and then what is happening? Then we have a desire. Okay, so Arjuna is a Kshatriya, so everybody has a desire accordingly. Like I have to engage or I have to do something like this. So where natural is come from is come from our heart. Then Krishna sanctions it. Krishna gives the energy for that. Krishna gives the body for that. Krishna gives the mind for that. And then we do it. So what actually we are doing? All we have is our desire. Our body functions. We say it's mine. But is it really ours? This body even? Can we claim that even body is even ours? Then why are we leaving? Why we have to leave this body if it is ours? Just ask this question. Is this body is ours? No, it's not ours. It's part of this material nature. We have to leave. Then what we have? Okay, what is the soul? Okay, soul is Krishna's part and parcel. Then what we have? Even soul is not, we say, ours. The body is not even ours. Nothing is ours. Then what we all have is ours.
Prabhuji, then why Krishna gave us free will or desire?
Yes, that's all we have. The free will. That individuality is there. Okay, as a spirit soul. As an individuality is there, that doesn't mean that we are independent of Krishna, but we have individuality, but we are not independent. So because of that individuality, we have a free choice that which one you can take. It's like, like a lover and a beloved. It's a choice, a lover and a beloved. So what exactly happening in between a lover and a beloved? Is there pure love, nothing else. And if that breaks, then what happens? It's a two. Till that time, it says that, okay, when the lover and the beloved, they are in the sincere consciousness, is considered as, it's a similar. And then everything goes well and according to the will of each other, and it's very nice, complete, perfectness, perfect. But if there is no love, what happens? So then it's separate, right? So like that, when there is an individuality and a free choice, that whether we need a Krishna or not, so when we says that, let me enjoy myself or let me go like that. So then it's a separation from this. Otherwise, we are all with Krishna eternally. We are part of Krishna. We are always there with Krishna. It's just like a beloved and a loved. Then there is a break, and that nothing is, no love between that. Then they are separate. So like that. So then we are thinking of then separate. But here, Krishna is the property. Krishna is even we are part of that soul, same Krishna. And the body is also everything, that material nature, everything works according to the material nature. Because of his body is also part of this material nature and modes of nature and so many things. Then what we claim ours and what we are claiming that I am doing, all we have is, dear devotees, this actually our free choice, free will, and our individuality. And Krishna never interfere into that. So it's our choice. You're getting that point?
So Prabhuji, either direction of desire, whether it is favorable or unfavorable desire, Krishna is only sanctioning. He is not saying this is good or bad, right?
Yes, Krishna sanctions as well as Krishna provides everything, right? Like an employer, what we do, we decided to join the company. So we don't have anything, like we don't have a computer. Employer provides everything, right? And then employer provides everything, and then then we perform our activities with the help of the company. Otherwise, when you say, okay, I am the employee of the company, I sit at home, can you do anything? You cannot do anything. So like that. Yes, we decided. So employer, Krishna provides everything. We do our activities, and then we claim that, okay, now I am the company. I did this one. I am the company. So I have to get everything. Who is this boss? Who is this CEO of the company? So we have that, we ask this exactly like that. Krishna gives us everything, and we ask, who is God? So this is our nature. This is our rebellion nature. Yes, isn't it?
Prabhu, we understand that position of Krishna. We understand his proprietorship. We understand this to the point where, okay, whatever desire we have, we take either good direction or bad direction, again based on our conditioned state of mind, or how much ever knowledge we have. My question is, Krishna doesn't tell us that, right? It is good or bad. He's just facilitating that good or bad. We end up finding it out it was good or bad by the consequence of that choice.
Anything against, see, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, what is good and bad is bad, right? Krishna says about akarma, karma, vikarma. Krishna talks about this is forbidden. You should not do it. Arjuna, you should not do this one, right? Krishna gives us the knowledge through his scripture, that's called Veda. The first thing is actually came from the breath of the Lord. Vedas are the breath of the Lord. So it's Veda, the knowledge came, and it's mentioned that in the Vedic Veda, there is, there is Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharva Veda. So all mentioned in even Krishna personally telling to Arjuna what is. Krishna reveals this to the devotees and his representatives through the scriptures. So Krishna reveals that, what is good and bad. It's not that, we are completely like, yes, Krishna also gives the manual how to use it. So then it's our choice now, whether I should use it or not. See that? So it's our duty, it's our choice. So when we touch on the fire, definitely it burns you. Now you cannot say that, I didn't know that, so that the fire should not burn me. It's a nature. So definitely it burns you. So exactly likes that when you have a choice, that whether it is good or bad, then there is a what is called reactions to that. So yes, so likes that Krishna gives us knowledge. That's why Bhagavad Gita scriptures and Krishna speaks directly to Arjuna. And this transcendental knowledge, Krishna incarnate in various ways. Krishna even incarnate as Vyasadeva, is literary incarnation. 22 incarnation, Vyasadeva is one of the incarnation. Krishna empowers devotees to transfer this knowledge, and devotees, so many acharyas look out about since time immemorial. Since time immemorial, this knowledge is there. And Krishna even saying in the 4th chapter, 120 million years ago, I imparted this knowledge to the sun god Vivaswan. Then it's lost in between. And now it's revealing, I'm again revealing this to Arjuna. What to do and what not to do. I'm giving this transcendental knowledge. So now you know that what to do. Then after all this, and one who's still selecting his choice, he has a free will, he has a desire, he can decide what to do. Then again, of course, Krishna takes care of everybody. Samoham sarva bhutana. I'm equal to everyone. Samoham sarva bhutana. See that the word Krishna says. Samoham sarva bhutana. I'm equal to everyone. So Krishna provides, whether it is good or bad or whatever it is, Krishna will give, but it is our choice that what we need. So it says that, if you do this one, you will get, so if you put A and plus B, definitely, or if you put 2 and 2, you get 4. That's the truth. So like that, if you perform the devotional service, you get this. If you do this one, you get this one. And Krishna provides, Krishna is the proprietor for everything. Right? That's a Krishna. He's the proprietor. He's the maintainer. See that? And he's the creator. This has a great depth of meaning when he says that. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mataha sarvam pravartade. Sarvam. It's a Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says. Mataha sarvam pravartade. This Krishna says. Mayadhyakshena prakrite suyade sachara charam. Under my superintendence. Mayadhyakshena prakrite suyade sachara charam. Hetu nanena kaunde. I am the cause. It says bit deep, difficult, complex to understand. I am the Hedu, I am the cause of all the causes. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sarva Karana Karanam. So Bhagavad Gita explains this in very detail, that how it is taking place, how it is happening. Yes, we are the, only the puppet in his hands. He gives us everything. We are part of him, right? So when we have this, the veil of this Maya, or this material energy within us, so we start to think about that we are separate from him. We are individual, we are independent. I can do, I am doing it. Right? I am doing it. See, the I, the false ego, that's the most difficult thing is actually is false ego. Most difficult thing, that to come out of false, that is the last thing. Even the purificatory process, the last thing is actually to come out of false ego. It will be there, it's so, what is called, deep rooted. I'm a male, I'm a female. I. And all conscious of our activities. I. So Krishna reveals this, that now I am everything that I am. From me everything comes. From me comes. Even Krishna says, remember that in the 15th chapter, 15th verse, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto madhaka smrtir jnanam apohanam cha. Vedescha sarvam ahameva vedyo vedanta vedakrit deva chaham sarvasya chaham. I am seated in everyone's heart. From me remembrance comes. Look at that. Remembrance means, anything that which we wanted to do, even think. From me remembrance comes. From me forgetfulness comes. From me knowledge comes. So what are we doing? Is it anything is mine? Anything is ourself? Everything, each and every inch, Krishna is there. Krishna knows, and he is making all possible. The sun is moving because of him. The moon is rotating because of him. The plant is, sprouting because of him. Is growing because of him. The water is flowing because of him. The air is, the wind is flowing in the skies because of him. The sun is shining because of him. We are seeing because of him. We are hearing because of him. We are sitting here because of him. Because of that, the sun and earth is moving because of him. The electricity is because of him. The light is because of him. The water is because of him. The breath is because of him. Even the ants is moving because of him. And even the thirst or the hunger of the ant is because of him. The devotee is big. Everything is because of him. And this is the understanding we need to have. Even this hearing itself is because of him. The listening Bhagavad Gita is because of him. Should always, everything, we have to see him, everything. This is the 12th chapter, we'll come to that point. Krishna says that, and one who sees me in everything, he is the very dear to me. So we have to see him in everything. Isn't it true?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, this we can see in every step, every moment, in every, even the eyes works because of him. In the Bhagavata explains this one. Every atom he is there. Is moving. What is electron? What is proton? What is positron? What is neutron? What is all these atomic particles, atoms? And the who is this one? The atomic bomb he exploded. So I see Krishna in the when he exploded the atom, he said, I saw Krishna. So he said in Bhagavad Gita, right? That I am. He can. That I am. He just say only that I am. I said among the Himalayas, I am. Among the trees, I am. Among the water, ocean, body of ocean, it is me. It is me, the Meru. It is me, the snake. It is me, the Airavada. It is me, the Indra. It is me, the Kavi. It is me, this everything. So Bhagavad Gita is entirely explaining this aspect, this knowledge. That is all happens because otherwise what is all about? What is this all about? One of the great sages said that, oh Lord, you are everything. You are the Srishti. You are the creator and you are the creation. You are the creator and you are the creation. And all the ingredients of the creation is you. See that? You are the Srishti. And all the ingredients of the creation is also you. All this material world is you. Krishna says it's my inferior energy. All this superior nature is him. It all comes from him. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mataga sarvam bhavatati. So that it should be our vision. That should be our knowledge. That should be our all aspects of our all endeavor. That, oh Krishna, if Krishna is not there, dear devotees, definitely then I is there. Then it's attachment and so many other things. So we should see Krishna in everything. Everything. And we should engage accordingly. Without Krishna, it's zero. With Krishna, it's a huge value. So that's a lesson that we have to take from the Bhagavad Gita.
Jai.
Yeah.
Thank you, Guru.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for such a wonderful question. Very nice. Okay. So anything else? Okay. Nothing else. Then let's conclude. Please join tomorrow and every day. And as mentioned that this is all the mercy of Krishna. It's all his hands. His hands are everywhere. It says in the Purusha Sukta, right? Sahasra Yuga. No, it says that, yeah. Sahasrapad, Sahasra Netram, Sahasra Padam. His hands are everywhere, his eyes are everywhere, his heads are everywhere, his legs are everywhere. He is in everything. He is in everything. And we are in him. We are in him. But it's separating from him and us because we have this ego. So like just for an example, like in a family, husband and wife, sometimes they have the fight or they have some misconceptions, whatever. Even though they are within, but they have some kind of what is called some kind of distance, right? They have some kind of distance between each other. So what happens? That doesn't mean that you are completely out from the Lord. Yes, still the part of the family, still part of the Lord. They, who is the head of the house, provide everything. So like that, Krishna is the proprietor. He is the doer. But we all have is actually our will, free choice. So take that choice. Do Krishna, I work for you. I breathe for you. As one time Amadana Prabhu, Madaji said, right? I brush for you. my toothbrush, I am brushing for you. I'm cleaning for you. I'm eating for you. I honor your prasadam. I'm living for you. I get up, I'm sleeping for you, I'm getting up for you. This is Krishna consciousness. I'm reading for you, I'm chanting for you. Not me. That's ultimate Krishna consciousness. I'm chanting to please you, not me. Please engage me in your service so that I can please you. That's ultimate. That's come from the devotion, that comes from the bhakti, come from the love for the Lord. So this is the ultimate of everything. So thank you. Thank you for joining, listening. Okay, so let's conclude. And if nothing else,
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
So let's
Krishna.
conclude. Vancha kalpatarupasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patidanam
Pranam
pavanebhyo
Bhavanebhyo Vaishnave
Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. वैष्णव वृंद की जय।
Jai.
धन्यवाद। श्रीमद् भगवत गीता
भगवद
की
गीता
जय।
की
Jai.
श्रील
श्रील
प्रभुपाद की
प्रभुपाद की
जय।
जय
Jai.
अनंत कोटि
नित्य
वैष्णव
कोटि
वृंद की
वैष्णव वृंद की जय
गौर
Jai.
प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि
हरि
Hari
हरि
Hari
बोल।
Hari Hari Bol.
थैंक यू सो
Thank
मच
you very
सिमेश्वर
much,
प्रभु।
everybody.
बड़े
सोमेश्वर प्रभु की जय।
Thank you.
जय
Jai
या
Jai.
श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Jai.
वेरी वेरी
गौर
नाइस डिस्कशन।
हरे कृष्ण हरि बोल
हरि
Hare
बोल।
Krishna,
हरि बोल।
everybody.
थैंक
Hari
यू हरे
Bol.
कृष्ण।